What is going on, everybody? My name's Cookie6. Welcome along back to the C6 podcast. Today I'm joined with Rory once again. It's probably going to be a bit well, I've got that wrong already, but it's going to be a bit smaller of a podcast this week. Rory, do you want to introduce yourself?
Bit smaller, like your penis.
I mean, that's fuck off. Great start. I failed that. Right, how are you?
Yeah, not bad. I'm good. Are we actually starting like that? Okay.
We're going to start like that, mate. Just roll with it.
We've lost all three of our viewers there in seconds.
If you've got this bad, thank you. Right. So, what have you been up to in the last week, Rory?
A lot of sport. Busy man.
A lot of sport. What
have
you been doing?
A lot of cricket, a lot of football.
All right, okay. Let's talk about your cricket. So, midweek, you were playing against my old club, Standard.
So, for those who don't
Highway.
know, it's a bit of a rivalry. It's quite a big rivalry. The two teams, we get on, but we like to beat each other. So we're quite geographically close, and we've lost a few players to Standard in the past. We were used to be quite a big team, and Standard are quite a new team.
So let's just say the teams are Rory. Your team is Highway.
Yeah.
And my old team is Standard.
Yeah.
So we'll go. So for context, go on.
And so we played each other in the Knockout Cup. We're both in the same league, so we're very similar teams. But we're playing each other in the Knockout Cup, and we played at Highway. The pitch was a bit of a minefield. We batted first, scored 120, which in a T20 isn't loads, but the pitch wasn't great. So
okay. And
we had a late cameo from one of our batsmen who scored 40 or 15 deliveries. So
Jesus Christ!
We had a bit of confidence. I went and got the big fish out, second delivery.
Who was this? Who's Steve Vaughan?
Steve Vaughan.
Yeah, all right, yeah, good shot.
He also left. He used to play for Highway. Got him out, clipped one off his legs, straight to square leg. See you later, mate. Then
that's his strong point as well. To be fair, so that's a good effort.
The first delivery I played, he played a missed at one. Lovely delivery that went out the outside edge. I'll talk about cricket for literally a year. But next delivery, flicked off his legs. Really good catch at square leg, and yeah, we were in the ascendancy from there. We just pushed hard, and they finished 90 for 9 in the end. We had them 40 for 6 at some point, which is really good victory.
Wouldn't have happened if I was playing.
Wouldn't have happened if you were playing. I mean, I would have just had to clean you up with a lovely in-swinging.
Nah, mate, I'd have scooped you for 6. You know what it's like. All right, yeah, no, fair play. I did get a Snapchat from Rory about this. Well, no, you didn't send it directly to me. You put it on your story about being the Standard. What was it? Is that Arsenal song about Tottenham, isn't it?
I can play it if you want. I've got it saved.
Yeah, do it. Go play it. Here we go.
So that's live from our dressing room.
Cracking effort. To be fair, it's a good atmosphere. So well done. Yeah, well played.
Cheers,
how did you get on personally then? Did you bat?
I didn't bat. I wasn't needed. But my figures
There's a shock.
In a T20 game, 4 overs, 2 maidens, 10 runs, 2 wickets.
Nah, you can't knock that, can you?
No.
No, that's all right. And then, did you play on Saturday as well?
Saturday's a different story.
Oh no.
So we were playing a team, Hampton Solihull. They're a similar team to us, so we really should be beating them. And we're a better team, but we're two teams that could go down, so it's a must-win. We scored 230 at the Highway, which if you score over 200 at the Highway, you're always in with a chance. We were very confident. We had them 90 for 6. 90
oh no!
For 6.
Don't tell me it's going to go wrong.
Went into drinks, 90 for 6. We were a bit too laid back. They went on to score 231 for 8. Their captain came in at 9 and scored 60 not out for them.
Jesus.
So
I'd have gone home and just sulked for the rest of the day.
For those who don't really follow cricket that much and have basically been lost for the last 5 minutes, that's the equivalent of being 5-0 up and losing 6-5. I'm not joking.
That's shocking.
I know you play it recreationally and it's not actually you don't get paid for it, but I'm still gutted about it now. I literally just moped around for the whole of Sunday. I did nothing. I've been genuinely devastated about it.
I would be as well. How did your 7-a-side get on?
So,
oh no. Go on.
7-a-side.
Is it a horror story again?
Well, it's a bit different. So 7-a-side is a group of the Highway lads, the cricket guys. There's 14 of us and we play 7-on-7, but it's very competitive. So there's about 25 people that want to get in. And if you lose 3 in a row, you get kicked out and you have to go to the back of the queue. So it's a very high intensity, and we're all decent sportsmen. And I'm a goalkeeper, so I'm not a bad keeper.
A good goalkeeper, I can vouch for that. Yeah.
Cheers. And our team lost 10-6. No, 10-2. Sorry, 10-6.
Oh God, you got battered.
And I still got voted man of the match. So that tells you quite a lot about the game.
Yeah. Well, what's that for you now? Do you get to? Are you back in the queue? Or are you
Oh no! So you have to lose 3 in a row, and that's the first one I've lost in about 4 games actually. So.
Oh right, okay. So that's not that bad then.
No.
Fair dues.
How was your week anyway?
My day.
How was your week?
My week. I haven't really done a lot. I've just been working, just on that grind, saving up the money. It's been a bit boring.
I do also work. I just want to clarify. I don't just have this life for sport.
Yeah, we both have jobs. But no, today I've been asked if I wanted to play hockey tomorrow. That really posh sport that people only do at private schools. I didn't go to a private school though. I was one of the rare few that sort of my mum pushed me along to. I've been asked to play that tomorrow. Summer League. Looking forward to it.
Oh wow.
Going to get out my Lionel Messi skills.
I've always thought of hockey as a summer sport, to be honest.
No, it's a winter sport, man. It's horrible in the winter when your hands are freezing.
So why don't they play it in the summer? Is it because they can't compete with cricket? Because obviously you have quite similar clientele.
I assume so. Because obviously, I don't know, to be honest. I don't know why it is a winter sport, because if you're looking from the outside in, I guess you would think it's a summer sport, because they play on all weather, Astro pitches, and it's normally they're the wet pitches that get sprinkled every now and then, and in the winter that's awful to play on, because it's cold and it's wet and it's just not fun. It's who wants to do that? Football is alright and rugby is alright, but hockey, when it's your hands, it's just horrible. But yeah, I'll let you know how I got on with that next week. I'll tell you. I'm going to score some goals.
What position do you play?
Anywhere, not going to lie.
Oh.
Not goalkeeper, but
people who say anywhere usually aren't very
generally
good.
Shit.
Just stick me anywhere, lads. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, I'll be here, lads. I'll just run around a bit, and I won't even do that very well. I started as a left back, and then I worked my way up, and then when I became captain, I put myself up front. So it's just when you're captain, you can't drop yourself, and I deserve to be dropped this season. I was shocking.
I heard you were very good.
I am a very good player. It's just I didn't have a very good season, and I'm fat, so it doesn't help. Do you want to? Should we talk about last week's podcast and some of the comments?
Yeah, sure. Let's go for it.
Right, because I think we've had about 10 minutes of just chatting shit to each other there.
Well, if people are interested in our weeks, they've certainly.
I mean, they'd love that, yeah. All right, let's talk about podcast now. Scareface was the first comment last week. He's a follower of you on Twitter, is that right?
He is a follower of me on Twitter. Thank you very much, Scareface. I'm pretty sure I've returned the favour. It'd be awkward if I haven't, but I'm pretty sure we follow each other.
Right, he says you should do a drunk stream with a mate. Example, Rory.
Oh.
What do you think about that? Because I've done a drunk stream where it was $1 a shot, and I got off my tits.
Really? People actually donated?
Yeah.
Wow.
Scareface was the main donator. And I was wrecked. It was horrible. And I wasn't one of these that sort of put water in and pretended it was vodka. It was vodka, and it was disgusting.
That's glad. Well, so I'm in a group chat with you, and you messaged the group. I'm not going to read out what you said. But
let's not talk about that.
That was very funny.
It was, shenanigans happened in that group chat. All right, let's move on. Actually, no, we didn't answer the question. What do you think? You should do a drunk stream. Yeah,
I'd love to do one. Yeah.
And it's a good laugh. Burnsy Boy says, streamer's great.
Well, that's good. That's good podcast feedback. But
yeah, great. Right, here we go. We got some podcast stuff now. Mark Stavat says Coventry City, Charlton Athletic, Blackburn, Blackpool, Leyton Orient all have owners killing their clubs. That's his comment just there. True. It's weird, isn't it? Do you think there should be some sort of there is a thing about owners and being fit to run their club. Do you not think there should be something a bit more?
There should be something to do. Should be something more. 100%. I think the Accrington Stanley chairman said something this week, basically that it's ridiculous that the Premier League is basically this exclusive boys' club where billions of pounds is passed round, whereas then as soon as you get to League One, clubs are struggling to get by on 100k. Like
Yeah.
the inequality is ridiculous, and I know obviously then you start getting into a debate, almost like a political debate about should wealth be shared. But the thing is, like these clubs need to be better looked after because without these clubs, you don't have a Premier League. It just will become like the NFL or something, just one league, like no relegations, no promotions.
Yeah.
And
That doesn't sit well in this
that hasn't
country,
really answered the
obviously,
question.
like,
But to be honest,
yeah.
the FA need to do a lot more. Considering how much money that goes around in the sport, they should be able to take over a club possibly until a buyer comes in, which
Yeah, no, I
should be something
completely
that should be
agree.
happening because
Completely agree.
these clubs have huge histories and they potentially all of them could go out of business because they're very similar things happening at all the clubs.
I'm pretty sure Leyton Orient have just been relegated from League Two.
Yeah, they have, and that's something ridiculous. That's something great. That owner is actually mental. Like we talk about Sisu, Leyton Orient are probably in a worse position as they're no longer in the Football League.
Yeah.
But then again, you could very easily see that being Coventry next year.
It very well could be. Although we did make a signing.
Actually, I was going to say that I have under Mark Robbins, I have reason to be confident. And I've got another inside scoop as well.
Hello.
I know we all love about. So basically, me and the inside scoop were having a discussion about what he thought of Joyce Seppler and if he thought Sisu was going to sell up. And I was saying these rumours, they've happened more and more each month. And I'm more confident that something big's going to happen and Sisu are actually going to sell. And he said Mark Robbins has spoken to Joyce Seppler. And Joyce Seppler said to him that she wants to clear her name and she feels like she gets a very harsh treatment from the press, from the fans, and that she thinks she's invested 60 million into this club and it's been mismanaged. She pointed the finger apparently at Chris Coleman and said Chris Coleman had a war chest to keep Coventry up. Well, to keep Coventry up and get Coventry back into the Premier League. He was on a huge wage apparently. Apparently 20 million went on Chris Coleman or something like that.
You're joking.
And like not just on Chris Coleman, the manager, but like the players he brought in and stuff like that.
What?
And she said basically, I think that she doesn't. Apparently, this is what Robin said. Well, this is what my inside source said. She doesn't trust her money with anyone now after basically investing 60 million into the club and seeing them go backwards. Because she admits herself she's not a football lady, and she said so she trusted her money in the wrong people, and basically she now wants to clear her name and she won't rest until the club is back in the Championship. That was a direct quote apparently. She will not rest until the club is back in the Championship, which depends. It's an interesting one. My friend, my source, said he thought that he feels a bit sympathetic with Seppler. He thinks she mismanaged her money, she put it in the wrong place, and that she trusted the wrong people. And she doesn't know about football, and she should leave. But she isn't as bad as everyone makes her out to be. She's not this club killer. And he does think she's genuine about trying to get the club back to the Championship.
But why would she stay?
Because she's put 60 million in. She doesn't really have anything else to lose. And
yeah, but with that offer that came in, was it the second or third offer that came in from Gary Hoffman in his?
But I think it's a lot about personal pride now as well. She doesn't want to walk away as the person that left Coventry in League Two. She wants to bring. She genuinely believes that with Mark Robbins they can go back up to. The Championship.
All right, I get that, but like, if this businesswoman is business minded, why stay around? Why not just take that offer?
Because it's not about money anymore. She's not going to get that 60 million back ever. It's now about clearing a name. And I think she, for some reason, thinks she can get the club back into the Championship and just walk away. But I don't know. Maybe it was an interesting one.
Yeah,
my source,
it is interesting.
My source basically said he doesn't think it's all her fault, but one person he does blame completely.
Chris Coleman.
No. Chris Coleman. He thinks
it's his fault.
He thinks Chris Coleman is an idiot and cost Coventry quite a lot, and probably is overlooked a little bit for what he did. But Tim Fisher, he said the one bad thing is Joyce Seppler completely trusts Tim Fisher, even though Tim Fisher is the idiot that appoints Slade and was giving this ridiculous budgets to different people. So he thinks Fisher's the problem, not actually Seppler. Seppler basically just doesn't understand football and signs checks. And after seeing the club progressively slide and lose money, she's no longer signing checks and basically saying you've got to be self-sufficient. But apparently there's been quite a lot of redundancies at the club to fund the League Two war chest.
War chest.
I don't know how that sits with people, but apparently there is going to be a decent-sized budget.
Okay, that puts us on. Obviously, we signed Michael Doyle, who used to play for us in the Championship. He was a good player. He was at that level.
He's the
And
closest Coventry have got to a legend. Like,
well, yeah, exactly. And it's like, and we just signed him going into League Two. He's just won the league with Portsmouth. But they weren't going to give him a contract or something.
well, they basically were messing him around. They didn't offer
Yeah.
him straight away.
Yeah. So he said, "Well, Coventry are interested. I'm going to go there."
His family are in the Midlands as well, so
Happy days. I mean, why wouldn't you? So he's back, and I think that's a great signing. I mean, he's 35, but let's be honest, he's just won the league with Portsmouth, who he was their captain. Like, he's still got it. Do you know what I mean? Especially at that level.
100%. I think he's a brilliant signing. I mean, we've got a lot of youth, and an experienced head is something Coventry have lacked of late.
Yeah, exactly.
Not just an experienced head, someone who's played in the division as well.
Yeah. Right. The Viper Project, he's commented as well, says, "What do you think needs to occur to fix CCU's purposeful faults? They should take the money and go. They're not getting it back." I mean, that goes sort of back to what you said a minute ago in regards to Joy Sepler. She doesn't want to leave. She feels like she has to like right her wrongs, if that makes sense. What do you think needs to occur to fix CCU's purposeful faults? Well, promotions, if more than anything. I don't know. I think if we can bounce back straight away into League One, that would be nice. That would be, I think, people would look at CCU then and think,
I mean, any positive movement. If
we can go on.
Well, we won the the Capital One Cup, and there was no mention of like CCU or evil. Like, it was all good, positive energy. Coventry just needs them.
Trophy.
Coventry, check trade. What did I call it?
Yeah, this is Capital One Cup. Like, if we won that, mate, we'd have been buzzing.
Coventry fans just want success.
Yeah, no, yeah. If we get promoted and we've signed some decent players, and then we go into the League One season again and we've signed some decent players, then I think people would be like, do you know what? They're trying to turn it around. I just think at the minute it's just so dire. But we won't talk about how dire it is at the minute. But I don't know. I think we need to see some sort of progression, because at the minute the progression isn't. It's just it's just neglect, and it's just a downhill spiral.
Definitely. And something goes off on a tangent a little bit, but I saw something quite interesting. So when the Michael Doyle signing was announced, the former head of communications, Laura Hunter, I think her name is, tweeted basically, because the Telegraph broke the exclusive, how the Telegraph are always trying to get one up on the club. And I just find that dynamic very interesting. The Coventry City club, and the fact the Telegraph are still at loggerheads. And they still, if you look at Simon Gilbert's Twitter, he's constantly kicking off with Kieran Crowley, the former head of communications, Laura Hunter, etc. I find that very bizarre.
Well, maybe the Coventry Telegraph have an agenda towards Sisu, and they just want them to go. Would you think that's it?
I think they have an agenda, but I also think they like to sell papers, and they like to make
sort of like clickbait.
I think they're very clickbaity. Like the fact that they completely knew full well Ryan Haynes wasn't leaving the club or wasn't being released, and Lee Burge, but they put it in there anyway to shock people. I don't think that's great journalism, and I think I don't know. It's an interesting one. My source, I can tell you, passionately dislikes the Coventry Telegraph.
Yeah.
And but I do find that very interesting. It's one of my favourite things at lunch now, to go on to the Coventry Telegraph reporters' Twitters and just look at their arguments they have with people. It's genuinely great entertainment.
Yeah, they have quite a few. All right, so they were the comments from last episode. We also got an email in the week. It wasn't really directed at you, I'm sorry. It was directed more towards me. So when I was streaming a few weeks ago, there's this lad who normally comes into the stream called Cam, and he goes to Finham Park School.
Class. How old is he? That sounds fucking wrong.
I can't remember. I think he's about 15.
What I meant is he in the secondary school or the primary school?
Yeah, he's in the secondary school. He's 15 or 16, and I was basically asking him like what teachers are still there, as you do, and he was talking about. I was basically asking about the sports teachers, and I said, because I was such a bastard at school, and I was a bastard when I went and did work experience there as well, that I asked him, I was like, can you apologise to?
What do you mean you're a bastard when you did work experience there?
Right, so basically, I was supposed to do 2 weeks of work experience for my college placement, and I turned up for the first week, sound happy days, and then for the second week, sound happy days, and then the Friday that I was supposed to go into again, I didn't turn up,
What?
and I think I know I didn't want to, and I just think they thought, oh, for fuck's sake. And then when I saw head of PE, Mr. Amos, I saw him out and about, and he just didn't speak to me. I felt really guilty because I liked them all. They're all decent people. But
I do not blame them for airing you.
No, I don't either. And I basically asked Cam. I was like, Cam, can you please apologise on my behalf? And I think he went and did that. So the email is this. I spoke to Mr. Day, who's one of the teachers I got on with, and Mr. Amos, obviously head of PE, today about you, and they had nothing but good things to say about you. I told them the message you had of sorry for being such a twat, and Mr. Day said, nah, I think he's ace, and Mr. Amos said, oh, I always thought he was brilliant. So yeah, I told Mr. Day about your YouTube channel, so don't be surprised if he drops a comment. Not a bad response. Now that, I got that, and I was like, that sort of brightened up my day a bit. Because I wasn't expecting that, because obviously...
they hated you. They're lying.
Well, that's the thing. I don't know, to be honest, because at school, I was an asshole. I wasn't a bully. I was just a dick in classes and just to teachers and stuff.
I feel like this is therapy. I genuinely feel like this is you opening up.
I just need to get out, you know.
It's great to hear.
But no, I was an asshole. But when it came to sport, that's what I like doing. The sports teachers loved me. But I thought that instance with work experience, they were just nah, just what a knob. But apparently not. Apparently they still hold me in some sort of high regard.
Oh, that's very sweet.
I know. That really brightened up my day, Rory. I was really happy about it. But yeah, they know I do YouTube now.
Well, I hope they're listening. I hope they know that I've turned into a gun cricketer.
Well...
Warwickshire Premier League, Mr. Day. That's a fantastic standard.
Mr. Amos, I did a half marathon and put
myself
myself in
Amos is not listening to this. Mr. Amos is just not
Yeah,
listening.
he is. Why
not.
can't he? Mr. Day, if you're listening, I used to really enjoy tutor groups. Thank you for that. Right then, we're getting a bit weird now.
So I'm just gonna let that hang there. Fucking awkward.
Yeah. So keep it right. Actually, I'm going to plug this. If you want to drop an email, feel free to do so. It's c6podcast@gmail.com. If you have a problem, if you have a query, if you just want to chat, send an email. We'll read it out over the podcast and talk about it. If you've got a problem, if you've got some girl troubles, we will go through that. We are the best people to talk to.
Definitely.
Is that right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, definitely. Girl troubles, mate. I'm all there. No, I'm really not, but we can give it a go.
I mean, if you've got any problems on public transport, I think James is the right person to go to.
Yep. What? Right. Okay. Let's move on, shall we? We're sort of staying with the same topic. So we've got exams. Exams are up for people of the 16-year-old age. They're doing their GCSEs.
Oh, class.
And so I don't know when A level starts, but GCSEs is right about now.
A levels start before GCSEs, I think.
Do they?
Yeah. A levels are in May.
This is exam period for everybody then. So good luck to everyone. Do you have any words to say to people listening in, if they are listening in this far, about exams and stuff? Do you remember your GCSEs?
I do remember my GCSEs. I remember I played a lot of FIFA during revision periods.
Yeah.
But I did okay. I did okay in my GCSEs.
Did you revise?
Not as much as I should have. I probably could have got better results if I revised more. But I'd say I did an hour a day.
An hour a day?
Yeah.
Jesus. All right.
Which isn't very much compared to lots of people. Obviously, some people do 6-7 hours a day.
Oh, okay. Well, I was just listening to that thinking, bloody hell, that's an hour.
But the thing is, that's what I thought to myself. I thought, look, realistically, I know I'm going to get distracted. I'm not going to do everything. So I just set aside 1 hour a day and just so I said I just do it about 10 o'clock. I just do an hour till 11 and then just play Xbox the rest of the day. But it genuinely worked. Science, I wasn't great at any of them. Apart from biology, I was very good at biology. And
Yeah.
I just revised biology, and I got an A star in biology, and I got
Jesus.
C's in the other two, which brought me down to a B overall, I think. But
Do you want to go over your grades and then sort of talk about like your revision process towards them?
yeah, sure, that's fine.
If you're comfortable with it.
Yeah. I mean,
you don't have to.
I'm quite happy with my
Go on then.
GCSE results.
So I think what's going to happen here is you're going to have a glistening report of.
No, I wasn't that
grades,
clever.
And then you're going to get to me, and it's going to be like, all right.
So I got an A star in English. That was my crowning moment.
I'm not that clever.
I got an A star in English, and then I got a B in science.
Okay.
C in maths. I wasn't.
Wait, was this GCSE science?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't very good at maths at all, so I got a C. So for maths is a bit of an interesting one. So I had a maths tutor at home because I genuinely, me and maths just did not go well together, and
didn't like each other.
To get a C was an absolute miracle.
Well, that's all you need, isn't it? That's all you need.
But if you want a tutor, if you might think they're expensive. They're completely not. My tutor was actually quite expensive, but then my little brother, we sacked him off because this guy was just basically a rip-off. And if you go and ask your teacher, they'll set you up with an A-level student who will do it for half the price. Like literally, I think it's like £10 for the hour, and they're really good because they've just studied the GCSEs. They know exactly what you need to do, and they're really good for it. So that'd be one of my tips.
Wise words from Rory there. If you do have any problems, just speak to a teacher. I think that's one of the main things. I can't really. I feel like a bit of a hypocrite because I didn't revise. I didn't revise for anything, and I didn't even go to some exams. And I think people can look at you and think, yep, right, an hour a day, sorted, I'm going to get some good results there and then possibly get a tutor. But I don't want, like, I'm going to say, like, my stuff now. Like, the grades I got an English C, I got a maths C, I did BTEC science because I was a lost cause, and I got a
You couldn't be trusted around Bunsen burners.
Yeah, well, literally, I was, like, trying to set people... No. Like what else? I obviously got IT. That was like a pass or whatever. That was a doddle. Just any human being can do that.
See, I didn't get to do IT because I was so bad at maths. They put me on extra maths.
Oh no. Did you not do it at all?
No, they put me on this extra maths thing, which was genuinely very degrading because I don't want to be mean, but I wasn't the like. I was quite an able guy, and I was put with some very unabled people in these sessions. It was painful.
Was this the Breakthrough Boys?
The Breakthrough Boys.
All right, that's a different story then. You weren't a part of that, right? But let me talk about my grades, and I'll go into Breakthrough Boys. So I did sport, BTEC as well. I got merit, which it equates to 4 Bs. That's what I tell people anyway. And I think what else did I do? I got an F in RE. And the reason is, I sort of vaguely know a bit about religion and people like different religions and stuff. But in this, when I was like 16, I thought I was Billy Big Bollocks. I decided to put my own beliefs for the answers. Yeah.
I just like to point out I put actual religions and got a B. So.
Well, I didn't. I put cookism and
possibly stick to Islam, Christianity, Judaism when you go through RE, not cookism.
I just said God isn't real quite a lot, and I was like, that was just what I was like.
See, but I loved those. I loved RE and English and stuff because it was all and history because I did history at university. It's all opinion based. It's all how you interpret things. So,
well, that's why I didn't. I thought if I put my opinion, why is it going to be any different?
Because you have to obviously you have to merge your opinion with facts and like how you interpret things. And obviously compare it to religion and stuff like that.
Well, I got an F in that. I did electronics, and this was just my Friday morning DOS for 3 hours, and I didn't turn up to the exam. So I got a U. I didn't get a mark. And was I bothered? No, I'm still not bothered. And well, I don't think I did anything else. I didn't. No, I didn't. If I'm honest, but I was one of these students who was a dick, who didn't really pay attention to anything, and then I didn't revise as well. So I came out with the bare minimum to get through. Now I know some people are probably going to be in situations to sort of where they're sort of struggling on a certain subject. I do think if you are one of those students who sort of like is struggling on a certain subject, i.e. in Rory's case, maths, it probably is best to get the help you need. Because I think later on in life, like we're both 22 now.
I'm 21.
You're 21. Sorry,
Young guy.
We're both adults, right? And the main ones you need really are sort of English, maths, and science.
Well,
I don't think the others.
What I
even
found
needed.
as I've got older in applying for jobs at GCSEs, I mean, so GCSEs unlocks A levels, which unlocks university, which unlocks potentially a master's or a job. Like depending if that's the route you want to go down, each one's just a means to an end. And when you apply for jobs now, they usually just ask, unless it's very specific, basically just how many GCSEs you got. So it is important to try and get, it's obviously like an A if you can, but getting a C isn't the end of the world. As long as you can put, say, for example, I got 11 GCSEs. As long as you can put down, I've got like 11 GCSEs, that is fine.
Yeah, like I haven't been in an interview where they've said to me like, what did you get for GCSEs? Do you know what I mean? I don't think I've been in that situation where they've gone, well, you got a D in this. Why did that happen?
They don't. As long as there's the next qualification to look, because then they'll look at your A levels, and then from there they'll look at your university degree.
I think for people listening, if you're doing your GCSEs right now, try and get the best grade you can, like Rory's just said, just to unlock the A-level stage or the college stage, and then they'll just look at that and really sort of skip over the GCSE stuff. Obviously, they want to know if you've got C in English and maths, because I think they're your two core sort of results to get. And then obviously, if you move it on then to a degree, that's really all they care about. Because some places of work, it could be the most menial job on the planet, but they still might want a degree for it. And I think they don't care about anything else. If you've got in your CV, I've got a degree in physics, or I've got a degree in psychology, whatever it is, they'll be like, oh, higher education. Have a bit of that. It's always obviously got a bit of intelligence. Do you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, university is the whole package, isn't it? They've been independent, they've lived on their own. Like, university's a hard slog. People think students have it easy, but the work you have to put in is
it's effort. I was there 6 weeks and I hated it, and then I got rid of it. But I think let's go back to like the people doing like their exams now, because I've had a few comments on a few of my videos saying, look, I can't get to any live streams anymore. I got to revise. I completely get it.
Yeah, I completely agree.
That's the best way.
I just want to say, because I feel like the 1 hour thing is a bit bad advice. 1 hour should be the bare minimum. I literally did the bare minimum because.
Well, you say you're doing the bare minimum. I didn't even do it.
Yeah, that isn't the bad. It was bad.
So if you're asking me, 1 hour, mate, sorted.
But I think what you have to look at as well is obviously, you want to do well in your GCSEs, but like not doing brilliantly in them isn't the end of the world. Like there are opportunities out there. Yeah. But you obviously do want to do well, so revise. That's the main thing. If you revise your subjects. My one advice, and this is something I've done through A levels and university, and it served me well. And teachers will probably say don't do it because you don't know what will come up on your papers. But so say if it's a 2-question paper and there's like 10 different things that could come up, revise 3 of them, because 3 are bound. One of them's bound to come up, and if you really go on those 3 subjects that are decent on like a couple, you can really nail it. And that's what I've done throughout, and it's really served me well in A levels, especially. It's a bit of I don't know. I think that's probably my advice.
Yeah, fair dues. But if you're gonna ask me, someone who sort of winged it throughout school and college, just put some time and effort in, because you'll appreciate it later on in life. When you get to the stage of I need to find a job or I need to sort of get into the real world, having those grades behind you are going to really help you. And obviously, if you've got other aspirations to potentially be a sports person, or you want to go into like other form of work that doesn't require these grades are going to be a backdrop for you. Like if you want to be a singer and that's what you're going for, and then at 25 years old you haven't got any grades to fall back on, you're going to have a hard time. But I think just put the effort in now. Once your exams are out of the way, just have a rest until your results come back, and then crack on again, really. Would you agree?
Yeah, completely. Just like James said, it may seem like forever now, but put the hard yards in and you'll really appreciate it in the future.
Yeah, definitely. I remember being accepted into my university of choice, and I was so happy. Being obviously from that like reprobate in school to then being like accepted into a new university. I was like, oh my god, this is like I've like proper made something of
Yeah,
myself. If
completely.
that makes
The
sense.
moment you get accepted into university, like you know you're going, is the best feeling in the world. It makes everything worth it.
Yeah, completely agree. That's like up there with passing your driving test, I think.
Love to say I
You
could.
haven't done that. Yeah, I was gonna
Love to
say.
say I could agree, but
Yeah, well, you still got to experience that. It's great. It's great. Right then, let's move on. That's for you exams people, though. If you're going through exams, good luck. Just like put in the graph now, and you'll appreciate it later on, guaranteed. Let's talk about Chelsea winning the Premier League.
Chelsea.
Now they've just equalled the most amount of wins in the league, in the league season, the Premier League season, and they were the boys to do it 10 years ago. So right now, if I can find a league table, it's just going to take me a few seconds. They currently sit on 90 points, and they've got one game to go. If they they've won 29 games out of 37, they've absolutely smashed it. Let's not like get carried away or anything, but they've just demolished this season. I think the record number of points is 95, but Chelsea right now have equalled the amount of wins, like the total amount of wins. They're on 29. They've still got one game to go. I don't know who it's against, but how good have they been this season? Do you think?
I think if you take into account their start, they've been phenomenal.
They've been very good.
You have to take those 4 losses they had at the start of the season. The fact that Conte then went to his system and he put the players in. I don't think there's ever been a season where you can accredit the wins, the championship, more to the manager.
Yeah.
I think Conte has to completely take full responsibility for the victory. It's ridiculous how he's turned the players who finished 10th last year completely underachieved, but he's managed to get them playing well in a system. It's the system. It's the system, not the players. He's made Victor Moses, who was always a decent player, but he's turned him into an unreal wingback, and that's just because of the system.
Yeah.
He's been playing players like Pedro there, and they've been succeeding because of the system, because of Conte's formation.
I was going to say, Pedro, probably, if you saw him at Barcelona, you thought, oh, this guy hasn't got a defensive leg in him. But when he's playing at wing-back and he's doing all right, you think, all right, fair play. They are playing Sunderland as their last game, so you'd expect them to win that and break their record. They've also got Arsenal in the FA Cup final. What would you say is going to be the outcome of that one?
Arsenal win the FA Cup quite a lot, so you'd never want to bet against them, but I think it will be a Chelsea win.
Fair dues. I'd like to say a Chelsea win as well, but I'd prefer Arsenal, but I think Chelsea would.
Yeah, as would I. I'd love Wenger to win something before he leaves.
Yeah. Chelsea going into next season's Champions League, do you think they have what it takes to maybe put English football back on the map in European competitions?
Yeah, I think so. They don't play. They play quite a continental style of football. It's something Conte's used successfully at Juventus. But the one thing I would say is Conte has not had European success yet. So,
okay,
I'd wait to see the signings they make in the summer before.
Yeah, fair dues. Right then, we also have Hull to talk about because they've been relegated.
And Middlesbrough, I think, in the time.
And Middlesbrough, yeah. Hull, Middlesbrough and Sunderland all going down. So that's pretty much left everyone else fighting a bit of a
Swansea, what a remarkable job's happened there. Because they were dead and buried at one point. I think, pretty sure we predicted them to go down.
I think one of us did.
I think we both said Swansea, Sunderland, and then another. And we all then. I think we all thought Middlesbrough might stay up at that point.
I definitely shout for Watford.
Yes, you thought Watford or Southampton.
See, that was just stupid. Yeah, no, like I was expecting Hull to stay up. I really was. I mean, I just thought Marco Silva had come in and started. I saw them play against, I think it might have been Liverpool. I can't remember. And I just thought they looked really decent. I was like, yeah, they're going to stay up, but obviously didn't.
Well, I think that the talk is Marco Silva is going to leave and will probably get the West Ham job.
Southampton. Oh, West Ham. Oh, okay. Why is that? Is that because
the West Ham board are pretty... Leaving? They're not very patient with Slavan. They don't think he's done a good enough job this year. Apparently, if you watch them this year, the formations have been questionable. Antonio, their best player, has been playing that position a lot. And Marco Silva's looks very good as a manager in the Premier League. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him end up there at West Ham.
Fair dues. I'm just replying to your Snapchat you've just sent me. Do you want to talk about
that? I sent James a Snapchat saying, listening to James talk absolute waffle, which
Cheers for that, pal. I didn't even listen to what you just said as well. I mean, everyone else probably thought, oh yeah, got good wise words there. I didn't even listen. Sorry. I mean, where do we go from there? I need to send you one back. There we go. I've sent you another Snapchat. I've sent you one. Right then, let's talk about FM. I'm bored of the Premier League right now because nothing else can happen. Well, Champions Leagues can, but should we just talk about that next week?
Yeah, the Champions League can wait. The final, Juve Real Madrid battle of defence against. Well, not even defence. That's mean to say that about Juventus, but yeah, we'll talk about that next week.
Sweet. Right then, let's talk about Football Manager. Let's have a quick chat about this. You were saying to me off air about your save, and you've got one of the best players that you signed for really cheap.
There are 3 things I can talk about in life forever: cricket, Football Manager, and probably politics. Yeah, I'd say politics as well.
Oh god!
So,
all right.
Football Manager is another big passion of mine. I absolutely love it. Gutted that I couldn't make the Football Manager podcast. Hopefully, I'll be there next time. But
definitely.
So I'm playing a save at the moment with Dijon in the French league because when we go to and from France, we spend quite a lot of time in Dijon stopovers, and I really like the city. So I thought I want to play a save as Dijon.
Yeah.
And I was really inspired by Monaco and how they've basically signed all the best youngsters, and they've got this really sick young attacking team coming through. So I took over Dijon. My first roles were keeping them up in the first year, and then just signing sick youngsters and trying to develop a good team through the youth system. And I'm going to talk about this player in particular. So basically, to cut a long story short, first season we stayed up on the last day of the season. Second season, we finished 5th, I think, and managed to get Europa League, which was ridiculous. And I'm pretty sure this is my 3rd year. But this might be my 3rd or 4th year. But anyway, we're now basically a top 14. And I signed this guy from Argentina for £1 million. And usually when I sign these guys, they turn out to be decent, but they never turn out to be world beaters.
I get that a lot. I'm going to interrupt you. I get that a lot. You know, you sign someone for like not dirt cheap, but like at the time it's like it's cheap, and you're hoping they're going to turn into a megastar, and normally they just turn into like you sell them on for $5 million later.
Yeah.
But, go on. Let's talk about this. This guy.
I signed this guy for £1 million, and he had everything that I look for in a striker, which I'll just throw up top, and I know if the formation's okay around him, he will bag me 20 a season because he's got 16 finishing and 16 acceleration. So straight away I thought, you know what, no matter what, I'll be making money here. And he's just his first 3 games he didn't score a goal for me, and I was like, oh, he's an absolute dud. Then he scored a hat trick, and he just went from there. And now he's worth 10 million, I think, but he's got 18 finishing, 20 acceleration, 20 pace, and all the big clubs want him. He scored 30 goals in 20 games this season. Barcelona, Man United. He's 4.5-star ability and still has the potential to go up to a 5-star player for me.
What a monster!
He's like, his stats are all dark green, like all the physical, all the technical. Just a few mental ones are like in the light green. But I'll post a print screen and post it on my Twitter for everyone to have a look. That's another reason to follow me, Mr. Day, if you're still listening.
Yeah.
But it's ridiculous. I've had a bid from Barcelona for 25 million. I said no, 100. They said no way, but I think if we don't get Champions League football this year, he might leave. But it's not the end of the world because I get 6 million a year transfer budget, and that would set me up for 20 years.
Are you in the first division now?
Yeah,
I don't know if you said that.
Yeah, we've always been. We started off in the first French league. My dream is to eventually topple PSG. They did lose the title actually last year to Monaco for the first time, which was nice to see, but.
So you've got a pretty hard task in that French league. I know, like it's not like the biggest league in the world, but you've obviously got teams like Marseille, Lyon.
Well, that's the thing. So
PSG and Monaco.
Usually, in my experience in the French league, so this is the French league. I have to admit, before I carry on, is the league I play every year on Football Manager. It's just I weirdly like the league, and I know how to win on Football Manager on it, so I'm always drawn to it. But you always have PSG and Monaco battling it out, then Lyon behind them, and then after that, it's just a free for all. And but it's a free-for-all where 6 or 7 clubs, so your Marseilles, your Nices, Lille, Montpellier, they're all very similar and they're all battling out. And I'm currently probably just in that category, even though my team has the potential to probably be as good as PSG's. I signed 2 Ajax youngsters for a combined total of 20 mil, both for 10 mil each, like over 48. I did the 48-month trick, so.
Oh, the little cheaty thing.
Yeah. But my team basically has the potential to challenge, but I still got a couple more years. If I can keep Pirella, which is the name of this region, I'll be okay. But I have a feeling I'll be having to sell him in the summer, and I don't think I'll be able to replace him.
Yeah, I know that feeling because on some of my saves, when you've got yourself an absolute beast who starts off like young. When he turns into 22, 23 years old and all the big clubs come sniffing, he starts getting a bit unhappy. He's like, oh, I need to leave. And then you got a release clause on him for about 90 million. And even for me, like it's happened to me not that long ago. For me, I had an Australian fella he had the perfectionist personal what's it called? The player's personal thing is you get like professional, resolute, and all that. He was perfectionist, and I've never seen one of those before. And I was like, oh my god, this guy's amazing. And obviously, all of his stats were amazing. He's just kept improving and whatever. And then PSG were like, 90 million sound. And I was like, no. I was like, why have you done that to me? But yeah, you obviously get 90 million. You're like, right then, let's go sign a beast. But it's one of those. There's nothing more. I think for me anyway, Football Manager. There's nothing more satisfying than signing someone for very little, and then them just going on to absolutely murder everything.
Yeah, well, 100%. My one letdown of the season was I signed the Arsenal youngster Matheus Niles or something like that.
Yeah, Maitland-Niles.
And he usually becomes a really good football manager. I got him on a free contract at the end of the first season, and he's just been awful. And he's finished he's lost all his potential ability, and he's just a 3-star player. And I've accepted a bid this year from Leeds for 5 million. It's just. He could have been so good for me, and
but I'd take that and run. Just if they're no good.
I did.
What confuses me about the game? Hey.
Pardon?
Oh, okay. I'll carry on. What confuses me about the game is you'll have some players. You look at them, they're like a 2-star ability, and you play them just out of squad rotation, or if they've been at the club for ages. And sometimes their average ratings are over 7, and you're thinking, do I drop this person because he's not that good and I've got someone better sitting on the bench? Or you ever had that?
So you've had a shit player, but he's playing well, but you want to pick your better player?
Yeah, his average rating's 7.5.
Yeah,
it's
it depends on the.
Is he playing out of his skin every single game for it?
I'm not. I tend to go with the form player because I sometimes think they can wait. I mean, the form player will probably get released by the end of the season. So I had a left back that was a 2-star ability. He used to be really good when I first got him, but obviously as your club develops, he becomes less good. But this guy was still getting 7.5s on the left side, and I was like, I can't justify picking this other left back for this guy because this guy's just doing so well. So I carried on picking him. So I actually go for form over then ability.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same. I've got this. Like you just said there. You got a 2-star guy and he's just bossing it, and I have the similar thing as well. Right then, let's wrap it up because we've gone on way longer than we were expecting to. We said half an hour. It's been 50 minutes.
Yeah, we have a tendency to do that. I mean, Mr. Day, if you're still watching, follow me on Twitter.
Appreciate it. Shout out. Yeah. Right, let's wrap it up. I've been Cookie6. This has been the C6 podcast with co-host Rory. Rory, do you have any final words?
Follow me on Twitter.
Follow me on Twitter. It's on the screen. Also, it is at Rory Curran with 2 Ys. If you want to follow me, greatly appreciated. Also, check out some of my videos. Currently playing a horror game. Pretty scary. And Football Manager and FIFA. I'm doing a lot. Thank you all for listening. I hope you all have a good time in the week and that. Exam people, go well.
Yeah, good luck in your exams.
Yeah. And we'll see you next time. Sweet. See you later.
Bye, guys.